Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Legacy Shinobi here, back with another legendary What If. Today, we're diving into what if Naruto was betrayed, trained by King Enoch, and found love with Princess Koyuki. A godlike Naruto story. This one's going to be a mix of raw emotion, epic growth, and unstoppable power. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible what ifs. All right, let's dive straight into the story. That piece of information, Shikoku is most disturbing, spoke Tsunade Senju in a terrified voice. To think that our mystery man is the king of Arcadia himself. This changes things. That's not all, Lady Tsunade, Shikakanara said. He is married to 2 women. The Leaf's info data identifies them as Shizuka, the leader of Nadeshiko Village, and Cheyenne, the priestess queen of Demon Country. Both women showed unnatural power just like the king and defeated captains Kurenai Yuhi, Anko Mitarashi, and Chunin Hinata Hyuga, and Tenten easily. What powers, Shikaku? Can you elaborate on that? Tsunade asked the lazy Nara, who muttered troublesome. The Nadeshiko Kunoichi has the power of some green energy, which she used to fire an energy beam and then converted it to green lightning, which electrocuted Hinata and Anko. She also took on Hinata's super punch as if it was nothing. The priestess, on the other hand, didn't show much abilities save shadow manipulation. She summoned 10 skeletal soldiers made of metal, which defeated Tenten and Kurenai. I believe that these soldiers are also the Silver Wraiths from the Mist War. Kurenai then decided to speak. And Lady Tsunade, while fighting the priestess, she mentioned someone called her Snow counterpart. I believe that this Snow counterpart is another wife of the Arcadian king. She might possibly be the new Snow daimyo, Koyuki Kazahana, since rumors did say she is already married. And given both the Demon Country's priestess and Nadeshiko Kunoichi's power, it's safe to say that Koyuki might have some powers like the other 2. That is most troubling news, Kurenai. His 2 wives are already leaders of their respective countries, and then there is that possibility that Snow daimyo Koyuki is his wife as well. Snow Country's shinobi village is quickly rising to becoming strong enough to be a major village. And then there is the fact that our latest shinobi since Naruto's kidnapping aren't getting enough missions, which just make things worse. Tsunade sighed in frustration. Ever since Naruto's sentence and kidnapping was made known to the Fire Daimyo, he was furious. The audacity that the civilian council and elders voted to seal off Naruto's chakra as a reward for a job well done made him furious. The Fire Daimyo then ordered that his missions along with the Leaf C, B, and a rank were to be given to Sand. Also didn't help that many people stopped buying the Haruno Guild's product since Mabuki Haruno was one of the leading forces behind Naruto's sentence. People also just preferred the better Arcadian products in general. The Leaf only had D rank missions, but the Fire Lord did allow them to issue 4th S ranks like the hunting of the rogue Akatsuki. The Leaf Shinobi were not able to hone their skills properly due to lack of C, B, or A ranks, and currently, Cloud was number 1 strongest village. Stone was 2nd with the Leaf 3rd, while Sand was 4th and Mist was 5th. But it was calculated that with the Leaf's continual decline, militarily and economically, would make them weaker than even war-torn Mist. The Mist village was recovering at a fast pace, partly due to their alliance with the Kingdom of Arcadia. And the Hidden Snow had advanced technology that every nation craved for and was becoming stronger every day. I say we put this upstart king of some newborn nation in the bingo book, shouted Mabuki Haruno, shocking Tsunade, the elders and shinobi side. We capture him, learn all his secrets, and entice Sasuke Uchiha to return by telling him that he can learn these powers. And as a bonus, we can also give those 2 devil whores to Sasuke. We get Sasuke back and eliminate Arcadia in 1 strike. We kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Tsunade facepalmed at the Haruno's blatant stupidity. How she was her prized student's mother was beyond her. Denied, Councilwoman Haruno. But Lady Tsunade, we can dash. No buts, Councilwoman Haruno, spoke Danzo Shimura, shocking everyone. Usually he would side with the civilian council to undermine the Hokage's authority, but this was new. As the leader of a sovereign nation, he carries instant diplomatic immunity from the bingo book. Besides, his powers are far too great to be captured by just some teams. It'll take an army of shinobi to do it. That end from the stories about the war in Mist, these soldiers of Arcadia are unnatural. We don't know how many there are or what they're capable of. Not to mention that his wives are leaders of countries. Both sand and mist would fight against us should the king bring his wrath upon us. Shikaku had his suspicions on Danzo. This was unlike him. Danzo was a warhawk and believed war was the best thing to prove the Leaf's strength, despite overwhelming odds. He would side with the civilian council, but this was new. The king of Arcadia did mention that he fought a third Leaf party prior to their engagement. Maybe Danzo was the unfortunate third party. The mission to capture the mystery man who is the king of Arcadia is dissolved. However, we are to try to mend our shaky relationship so that both the Leaf and Arcadia can have a cooperative and friendly relationship. We wouldn't want the stone to have Arcadia as an ally, do we? Asked Tsunade, and everyone shivered at the thought. We also need to send an envoy to Nadeshiko and Snow. The former to learn how the Nadeshiko Kunoichi became a wife to the king, and the latter to find out if the king is indeed Koyuki's husband. This meeting is adjourned. Unknown location, in a field of golden flowers. Naruto laid down sleeping and enjoyed the warm heat of the sun. The sweet fragrance of the beautiful flowers filled him a sense of peace. His wife, Shizuka, came near him and kissed his lips. Naruto returned the favor and kissed her back. Shizuka grabbed grapes from a basket nearby and put one in her husband's mouth. "Grapes, my favorite," Naruto commented as he finished the grape. "I know. Girin told me. Said you liked it better than any other fruit," Shizuka replied. "I love it more now that your beauty is the one to touch them. My lovely flower," Naruto said as he kissed his wife again. His other wife, Cheyenne, pulled him down and his head was on her thighs. "And what about me?" she asked. "You are just as beautiful, Cheyenne. Your radiant faces makes the stars seem dull by comparison," Naruto said as he felt a familiar presence. Then, Girin and Yugao came with a captured Jiraiya who was found eavesdropping. Of course, the only person in the entire world to have the guts to watch a king and his queens in their pleasure time. "Why are you here, and more importantly, why should I not burn your balls for this?" "Sorry," Jiraiya said as Yugao dropped the old pervert. "I have some important things to discuss, Naruto. Well, I have time. You didn't tell anyone that I am the king of Arcadia, right?" "No, you told me not to. I heard you defeated several teams of Leaf Ninja following Orochimaru's death," Tsunade told me in her letters. "I did. First was Team 10 and Kakashi-sensei. Then Danzo and his foundation, and finally was Teams 8 and 9 with Anko Mitarashi and the older Inoshikacho. With my reveal that I killed Orochimaru, it marks 4 times. I grew tired of being hunted by the Leaf, however, so I revealed that I am the king of Arcadia, but not that I am Naruto Uzumaki. So I've heard." Tsunade held a meeting this morning in which she said your capture was to be nullified since you're the king of a nation, but trying to get you to join the Leaf wasn't. Naruto scoffed at that. "As if I would. Personal grudges aside, there is nothing Arcadia can gain from an alliance with the Leaf. Not economically, not militarily, or anything. I have allies in Sand and Mist, with the latter rapidly recovering from the war. Wave Country is booming trade center because of me. Nadeshiko and Demon Country are with me, and Snow Country Shinobi are soon ready to become a major player. I know. Tsunade is aware that you're married to the priestess of Demon Country and the leader of Nadeshiko. But you just confirmed to me that Koyuki is married to you. So, they're aware of it, huh? Should they declare war on me, all my allies would come down upon them like a tide. So, tell me, Jiraiya, is Sakura's mother still angry regarding my elven merchants? You did say that part a while ago. Oh yeah, even personally asked me if I can infiltrate them or possibly sabotage them, but I refused. This is out of my hand, and I want none of it. Good? Be a shame if I killed you for messing up trade. The Haruno brought it upon herself, being the main force behind my sentence all, because I hurt their precious Uchiha. If I still had the 9 tails, they won't dare, but now that the fox is dead, they decided to take matters into their own hands. Useless bastards. All of them. The Leaf is sending an envoy team to both Nadeshiko and Demon Country to ask how you married their leaders, and a spy team to Snow. Of course, to see if you indeed are Koyuki's husband. I suspect more than this. No doubt possible kidnappings for Danzo's foundation and sabotage on Snow. The idea that they would do such came in my head. All occupants of Nadeshiko have been moved into my kingdom. They call the city of Lagash home now. And I made a massive wall on Demon Country that will not permit any outsider without formal permission to enter. Oh, and I contacted Koyuki to inform her of the possibility. Clever. There's one thing I wanted to tell you, Naruto. Here. Jiraiya gave Naruto a scroll. The scroll basically said that Jiraiya's spy network now belonged to Naruto. What is the meaning of this? Are you planning to retire? And here I thought you would continue being the perverted old sage that everyone knew and loved. Jiraiya laughed at the remark, but got serious instantly. No, Naruto. Tsunade is sending me to infiltrate Hidden Rain. The Akatsuki leader might be in Rain, and she wants me to check it out. This guy is the leader of a team made of S-rank ninjas, including Itachi. He'll be a tough fight, and I may not survive. In the event I died, I want you to look after my spy network. I see, Naruto said in a low voice. For what's it worth, I don't want you to die. You took care of me in the short time we spent, and I started to look at you like a father figure. Like Hiruzen and Master Enoch. Take care, Jiraiya, and may you survive. It'll take a lot more than being AS rank to kill me, Naruto. I would hate to die before seeing your full potential. Until we meet again. Jiraiya then left the area. Until we meet again, Jiraiya. Wave Country, the old bridge builder, Tazuna, was preparing his tools when he heard footsteps. He saw nothing and returned to his work. How are you these past years, Tazuna? The old man heard a voice, and when he turned around, he saw for the first time in 3 long years, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto? Is that you? The old man asked. The one and only. Naruto replied, his wings becoming his cloak again. I can't believe it. After 3 long years, Tazuna said in a happy voice. Tsunami Inari. Look who's here. It's Naruto. Big brother Naruto? Asked the voice of Tazuna's grandson, Inari, who came running out the house. Big brother Naruto, it's you, he exclaimed and ran to hug the blonde. Naruto? Oh my, it's been so long. Tsunami said as she too came out and Naruto saw someone he didn't expect to see in Wave. Ayam? Is that you? Naruto asked. The daughter and waitress of his favorite ramen shop back in the Leaf, Ayam Ichiraku, was here. Naruto? Oh, how I've missed you. She came and embraced the blonde in a hug. Despite the scarred-faced and more muscular frame, she recognized the blonde. I didn't expect to see you in Wave, Ayam. What are you doing here anyways? A long story, Naruto. Ayam said as she released Naruto and took notice of his companions behind him. Who are these girls, Naruto? Your girlfriends, perhaps? She asked teasingly. My wives and concubines, to be exact. Naruto replied, and it caught Ayam completely off guard. The little boy she used to view as a little brother was married. And he had more than one wife and even concubines? Wives and concubines? You have a lot of explaining to do, Naruto, she said, pointing her finger at the blonde. All in good time. Maybe it's better over some nice cup of tea. Naruto said, and everyone entered the house. Naruto told them of his story, how he became the king of Arcadia and other tales. Tazuna's family and Ayam were shocked to hear his tale. Then came Ayam's turn to tell her story. She told how after Naruto's kidnapping, the Leaf celebrated his departure and those that supported Naruto were met with cruel treatment. First, Irika Yumino faced much harassment for taking care of Naruto. His unfair treatment got so bad Irika committed suicide not long after. Then, all eyes came on the Ikarakus. They faced far worse than what Irika suffered. Some civilians tried to harass her, but was saved by some good-hearted shinobi. Then, Mabuki Haruno demanded they sell their ramen stand, but her father refused. In anger, Mabuki's followers burned down their store and home and killed her father. Ayam managed to escape and flee to Wave, where she bummed into Tazuna's family. After listening to her story, she was welcomed in Wave and she even set up a new store. Then, Ayam told of how the Leaf villagers wanted to destroy the 3rd Hokage's memorial stone because the late Kage took care of Naruto since he was a baby. Tsunade stopped it from happening, but it mattered not to Naruto. The blonde's hatred regarding the Leaf grew with the 3 stories he heard. The village is nothing but a plague, he said in anger. To think they would do this. The Leaf is nothing but a shadow of its former self. Naruto stood up and headed outside. Where are you going, Naruto? Ayam asked the blonde. To hunt. Itachi Uchiha and Kisame Hashikage are here." Naruto replied and left. Itachi Uchiha and Kisame Hashigaki. Naruto called their names, and the duo looked back to see the Cloaked King. "You know this guy, Itachi?" Kisame asked, and the Uchiha shook his head. "It's been years since we last met," Naruto said as he took off his hood, his face shocking the two Akatsuki. "Naruto?" Itachi asked, shocked to see Naruto here of all places. As far as he was concerned, Naruto was dead, or most likely to be. "The Nine-Tails Jinchuriki? Seems like luck is on our side, Itachi. Wonder if the fox can be revived though," Kisame asked. "Naruto, come with us and we will not harm you," Itachi ordered. "You don't have chakra, so it's useless to fight. Perhaps our leader might know of a way to revive the Nine-Tails. The fox is dead and there is no reviving it, Itachi. To tamper with creation is to bring about untold destruction. Necromancy is right to be shunned, and as for being powerless, well..." Naruto's wings then unfolded as the Narada came to his side. "That's where you are wrong." In an instant, Naruto appeared before Itachi and punched him right across the face. Kisame tried to slice Naruto, but the blonde blocked with the Narada and then kicked Kisame. The Mist Nin tried to shoot a water shark, but Naruto's fire vaporized it. Itachi shot a fireball, which Naruto phased through, shocking the two. Naruto then dueled Kisame Hashikage and proved himself the stronger of the two. Itachi took out his Umbu standard katana and came to assist his partner. Naruto choked both Kisame and Itachi and threw them at a rock. Itachi then enlaced his katana with Amaterasu and the two charged at Naruto. The blonde forged an iron sword and used his acrobatics to avoid Kisame, then kicking him. Naruto blocked Itachi's swing and then started to push Itachi on the defense. Naruto then let out electricity from his hands, and the two blocked with their respective blades. "What kind of power is this, Itachi? Shark skin can't absorb it," stated Kisame. "I don't know, Kisame, but it's one that may end our lives," Itachi replied, then shot Amaterasu at Naruto. The black flames, however, were useless against the blonde, who shook it off as if it was nothing. Kisame came and pushed Naruto upwards, but the blonde used his power to pull them up as well. Then Naruto threw the two hard at the ground. Itachi shot out multiple flaming shurikens, and Naruto blocked with his wings. Itachi came to attack Naruto, but it was useless. Naruto blocked each and every strike of Itachi, and then jumped up and kicked Itachi. Naruto kicked Itachi, and then impaled the Uchiha with his sword. It was all a clever genjutsu, and the real Itachi came flying in on a giant crow. Naruto's fingers became 4 dragons that burned the crow. Naruto pulled Itachi down via gravity magic and kicked Itachi hard. Itachi saw his partner merge with his sword, and he summoned forth his armored Susanoo. Naruto simply smirked at their desperation. Itachi struck with his Totsuka blade, and Naruto phased through it. Kisame attacked, but Naruto used the iron from beneath to severely wound Kisame by impaling the Shark Man. Then, Naruto summoned his own Susanoo, which destroyed Itachi's own. Naruto then threw Itachi through several large stones, and then summoned fire. The fire did not burn his skin, but burned his soul instead. "Look at me when I torture you, Itachi," Naruto shouted. "I know the truth of the Uchiha massacre. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone, and I want you to see yourself kill you," Naruto said as he made Itachi relive the night of the massacre over again. This time, Itachi felt how every Uchiha felt when he killed them. The fear, the anxiety, the wanting to live, and so much more in one frenzy dive of madness. Naruto then electrocuted Itachi with his powers, and Itachi screamed in pain. It was all too much for Itachi now. He wanted to die, but he couldn't, otherwise Sasuke might be manipulated. Even still, death was far better than the hell Naruto gave him. "Please have mercy," he pleaded, and the blonde chuckled. "There is no mercy in war, Itachi. You yourself know when you killed your clan." Naruto continued his torture when Kisame came and attacked him with shark skin. Naruto was distracted long enough for Itachi to come to his partner and do the reverse summoning scroll to escape from Naruto. "Flee for your life, Itachi. Your organization's futile attempts for peace and world domination are nothing to my power." Snow Country. The once dry and desolate land of Snow Country was now a lush, green forest country. The new daimyo, Koyuki Kazahana, having the power of the snow demon that terrorized this land for centuries, was now hers to control. She stopped the harsh winters, and when she discovered her late father's invention, a machine capable of ending the winter, she used all available resources to try to start the machine. Eventually, she succeeded and her country had summer and spring. Visiting for the first time in 3 years was her husband, the king of Arcadia, Naruto Uzumaki. When she heard he was coming, she was ecstatic and quickly made preparations for her Husaban's royal arrival. There she was in her throne, with 8 of her specialized silver wraiths protecting her. Her husband was due to arrive at any moment, and her long wait paid off. In a loud, creaking sound, the doors of her throne room opened and her guards knelt down. Before her was the king of Arcadia. "Guards, leave us," she ordered, and once the guards left, pounced on her husband, hugging him. "I missed you so much, Naruto." "And I too missed you," Naruto replied. "Are you hungry? I'll have my servants prepare the meals." "Famished, my dear." Naruto followed his wife and into the dining hall. His companions and other 2 wives too followed behind. Koyuki ignored her sisters, instead focusing on being Naruto's favorite wife. After finishing his meal, Naruto asked his wife, "Can I see the progress of the army's war machines, Koyuki?" "Of course, Naruto. Anything for my husband," she replied and got up with Naruto following. 2 years back, both Enoch and Naruto realized that despite the Silver Wraith's great strength and ability, they needed machines of war. Shinobi villages had chakra shields that his wraiths could not penetrate. They needed new machines that would give them superiority over these setbacks. Some dwarves and elves were sent to Snow Country so that the land's advanced technology with dwarven mastery in forging and elf magic could make unstoppable machines of war. And now, it was complete. Bless the dwarves for their endurance and hard work, and the elves for their loyalty, Naruto thought as he saw the huge machines of war. Large siege towers over 100 feet in height, armed with arrow turrets and catapults, and a battering ram that could destroy walls. Flying ships that could bombard his opponents and transport his wraiths. 50 siege towers and 130 ships in total. Arcadian siege tower, Arcadian airship. Naruto smiled as he saw his war machines. Along with the power to reforge itself once damaged, no nation would stand a chance Arcadia. "These are works of art, my wife. No one would dare challenge Arcadia's might with these machines. I am pleased to know you are satisfied, Naruto." "When can we do it?" Koyuki asked. "At a later time. Soon, but all 3 of you need patience," Naruto said as all 3 of his wives came to his side. "My master Enoch, in his long years, used his vast powers to explore the planets in this galaxy. He has mapped the stars and gave me a map detailing all the habitable planets. But how will we get there, Naruto?" Koyuki asked, voicing both her and her sister's thoughts. "These ships can travel to the sky, but not space. My powers will do it. My eyes hold power over space-time and reality, allowing me to open portals to other planets. We will colonize these planets and spread to the stars. Our empire will be eternal and infinite." Just as Naruto finished his sentence, Furiosa, the siren leader and assassin mistress, entered. She knelt before her king and hailed him, as per customs. "Long live the king of Arcadia. My lord, I have urgent news." "You may speak, Furiosa." "My lord, the foolish daimyo of Earth Country has declared war on Arcadia," Furiosa informed Naruto, who was shocked to hear the news. "And why did the daimyo declare war?" "Trade disputes, my lord. The elves refused to grant his demand of selling products at lesser prices, almost without cost. The elves refused, and the daimyo declared war on us," Furiosa told her king, who was thinking hard on the situation. "Such a thing is stupid for a daimyo. How daimyos, even a foolish one, would even think of doing such an action. Then again, human greed is unpredictable. I feel mysterious forces at work," Naruto thought as he remembered Yagura's words before his death. Could the same person who controlled Yagura be using his powers on the Earth Daimyo to fight me? The reasoning seemed plausible for Naruto, but now he had a war to win. "Mobilize 50,000 silver wraiths, Furiosa. I will bring these war machines to Arcadia," Naruto ordered, and Furiosa used an elven stone to teleport back. Naruto unleashed his power on the war machines and brought them to life. The ships hovered in the air and the towers were starting to move. It will take time for the whole country to mobilize. We can mobilize immediately. We will crush these foolish idiots and set an example to any who dares to think of striking against us. A day later, the Earth capital was in a state of panic. Just yesterday, the daimyo declared war on the nation of Arcadia. Despite his advisors' and friends' advice, the daimyo declared war on the kingdom when the elves refused to lower their prices. It was also just yesterday that 15 towns in his country were attacked all at once. It was bad news for him. It would take a day for the hidden stone to mobilize, and even more for his samurai force. Towns were sacked by Arcadian soldiers just like that, and now all eyes were turned on his city. He ordered the city gates to be shut and every able-bodied man and woman to fight till the end. Elsewhere, Naruto stood atop a tower and motioned for his troops to begin the attack. The Silver Wraiths were machine. They needed no food, no water, no rest. They could feel no fear, no tiredness, and they lived only to serve the king. A powerful army rivaled by none. Following their king's command, they mobilized to attack the Earth capital. A three-way attack. Airships would go in from the back of the city, while towers would attack from all sides. Naruto and the queens would attack from the front gate. Thousands of wraiths would storm in and slaughter any resistance foolish enough to stand in their way. The soldiers started to march upwards, and the city was just 200 meters away from them. Naruto's army moved forward, ever closer to the city. His wraiths prepared the catapults, and large boulders were flung to the city, all the while his wraiths got closer. The ships too moved closer, and the city defenders prepared to return fire. The samurai and soldiers of the city shot the catapults, destroying the wraiths and towers and ships. But much to their horror, the soldiers, towers, and ships remade themselves, their destroyed parts coming back to reconstitute themselves. The wraiths were in line of fire and unleashed thousands of flaming arrows. With the catapults beside them, buildings inside the city were destroyed and burning. The ships dropped their wraiths, who began to slaughter the wall defenders. A silver wraith killed a samurai. Another samurai tried to punch the wraith, but regretted it as he broke his fist. An axe-wielding wraith cut a shield in half and sliced the shield owner in two. Another silver wraith threw a spear, which skewered a man to death. The samurai thought arrows could save them, but it was useless against the wraiths. There was no salvation for them. The towers reached the walls and started ramming them. Holes in the walls were made, and wraiths started to pour into the city. Screams filled the area as samurai and regular civilians were brutally slaughtered, all without mercy. Naruto didn't even need to do anything, as the city was already burning by the time he arrived. The wraiths brought to Naruto the corpse of the daimyo. It seemed he had committed suicide upon hearing of the city's impending doom. A shame. I would have liked to kill him myself, Naruto thought as a messenger came for him. The royal messenger informed him that 20,000 stone ninja were on the move and about 30 miles away from the city. I'll take 10,000 silver wraiths. The rest will stay here and occupy the city, Naruto ordered as he left to deal with Stone. Naruto's army looked at the Stone's ninja army and approached them. Riding atop a large, black lion, Naruto approached slowly but cautiously, and he saw two figures approaching him. He ordered his soldiers to stay put while he talked with the two figures. The ones approaching him was Enoch, third Otsutsuki of the Stone, and the other was the daimyo's brother. The daimyo's brother, riding atop a horse, with Enoch floating above the ground, met Naruto in the middle of the battlefield. "Greetings, your royal highness. I pray that your reign is long and prosperous. I'm on my way to the Earth capital to see to my brother's death before a war can be started. And I pray that you can live a long life and retire peacefully with your family," Naruto said to the daimyo's brother. "Forgive me if you will, but your brother is dead. He died when my army sacked the capital. That is most unfortunate. I wish the deaths of innocents could have been avoided. So do I, but deaths in the thousands, military or civilian, has become a standard in war. I apologize for killing your people. My power will resurrect them again, but your brother and his family, on the other hand, I cannot. You can bring my people back to life? I can, as I did with the Kazekage. Since you are the daimyo's brother, You are next in line to rule, seeing as I killed his family and under no obligation to resurrect them either. Yes, I thank you, your majesty. The new daimyo bowed down before Naruto as a sign of gratitude. It pleases me to see that we can avoid more war on our country, Enoch said as he too breathed a sigh of relief. Perhaps we can discuss terms in the stone. After all, the heat is really dreadful. I agree. Shall we? The new daimyo asked Naruto, who agreed to discuss terms in the stone. If you don't mind me asking, your majesty, may we see how you look like? Enoch asked, curiosity getting the better of him. Naruto didn't feel offended and took off his iron mask. Enoch was obviously shocked to see his face. The yellow flash of the leaf? I'm not my father, Sasuke. So, he did have an offspring after all. If you don't mind, may I know your name? Naruto Uzumaki, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, former. You are no doubt aware of what happened 3 years ago. Do not be afraid, Sasuke. I seek not to finish what my father began, nor do I seek to destroy the stone for the leaf's sake. I am my own and not bound by the leaf. Thank the heavens for that. Enoch said out loud as they made their way to the village. Many stone ninja were shocked to see Naruto being the king of Arcadia. After an hour of talking, peace terms were negotiated. Naruto would resurrect all the deceased minus the late daimyo and his family, and Arcadia would give back the occupied towns and villages. Naruto needed no reparations from the country, much to the new daimyo's pleasure. A non-aggression pact was to be signed between Stone and Arcadia, and Naruto got a new wife in the form of Enoch's granddaughter, Kuratsuchi. Naruto left with his army and a new wife back to the golden cities of his kingdom. Akatsuki hideout. That is most disturbing. Pain, leader of the Akatsuki, said to Itachi and Kisame after hearing their latest report. Naruto, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, was alive and more powerful than imaginable. That and Tobi's report identified him as the king of Arcadia. Conan and I will deal with him myself. Dismissed. Itachi and Kisame left the base. Itachi felt his time was near. He was getting weaker every day and felt himself closer to death than ever. His time to face Sasuke was near. He would die soon and find peace in the afterlife, hopefully, and maybe inspire Sasuke to try to bring Naruto back. Pain, are you sure you want to face him? Conan, his childhood friend and ally, asked him in concern. He could tell from her voice that she was afraid to face the king of Arcadia. We must, Conan, to bring peace to this world. Pain simply said and left. Conan followed behind to plan their attack. Arcadia, Kurostuchi, the granddaughter of the third Sasuke, looked at the golden buildings of her new home in wonder. Such a thing would be considered fantasy and just a story for children, but an actual city of gold had existed just a few hundred miles away from her old home. When she asked her husband, the Arcadian king Naruto Uzumaki, how such a magnificent city could be hidden for so long, her husband chuckled. He told her that powerful magic shielded Arcadia from sensors and telescopes, with those who journeyed and gnawed before his arrival were killed. A bit brutal, but she bought her husband's explanation on Arcadia's secrecy. At first, she was a bit hesitant to become Naruto's wife, mainly because he was the fourth Hokage's son, but Naruto made it clear he had no affiliation with his father. A little harsh, perhaps. Ultimately, she accepted her grandfather's proposal and became part of Naruto's harem. She just had to share it with 3 others and 3 concubines. At least it wasn't all bad, since Naruto wasn't arrogant, power-hungry, or abusive. He wasn't exactly a fully kind-hearted person, but she met people far worse. Naruto disliked excessive violence despite his paranoia, and he was kind for the most part. A siren came to call her, informing her dinner was ready. She quickly got up and was escorted to the dining hall. Dining with her were her sisters. Tonight is a special night, Naruto said as he stood up. Tonight marks the anniversary upon which I reached Arcadia. On this day, 3 years back, I finally let go of the shackles that bounded me and spread my wings to freedom. Now I am here, with my wives and concubines, in good health and prosperous ruling, and I couldn't be more happier with those who dine with me tonight. Naruto said his speech, and the wines were poured to start the feast. 2 weeks from now would be the 10,010th anniversary of Arcadia's founding. Naruto smiled at the fact that he was king over this beautiful city and heir to his master's great legacy. He smiled as he saw his wives argue amongst themselves over who was strongest and who would have his first child. Each of them had their own strengths and weaknesses. Neither was truly stronger than the other without a weakness the other could exploit. He turned his face towards the horizon, his senses acting up as he could feel a presence soon to arrive in his city. An attacker, obviously, but who the attacker was the question. He or she would arrive not today, but tomorrow. He would face this attacker who dared to come to his city. Next day, Conan looked at the golden city in wonder. She marveled at the sight of such a beautiful city, but she lamented that such work of fine art would have to be destroyed. Pain stood beside her with his other 5 bodies, and Toby appeared in front of them. So this is Arcadia, truly a magnificent sight to behold. Toby praised the city in all its beauty. You know what to do, Toby said and vanished in a thin air. He had an injured Sasuke Uchiha to attend to since the younger Uchiha killed Itachi just a few days back. Conan, Pain ordered, and his partner took to the skies. Conan unleashed a barrage of paper bombs on the city, but no effect. Pain was caught in surprise to see a force field protect the city. You know, both Akatsuki members looked to see Naruto behind them. If you want to explore the city, you can just ask, "What is your business in attacking Arcadia, Akatsuki? Leave, and I may be merciful upon your souls." Almighty push! Pain shot his attack, but Naruto phased through it. Pain was caught in surprise yet again. Conan attacked, but Naruto made a black energy come in the form of coffin and subdued Conan. Pain's Ashura Path shot at Naruto, but the blonde king used his magic to trap the puppet body and ripped it in half. "I am unimpressed, Pain," Naruto said to his opponent as he teleported behind them and kicked 2 other puppet bodies away. The animal path summoned a large multi-headed dog, but Naruto jumped away in time. The animal path summoned other creatures as well, but Naruto wasn't fazed. Not even amused. He threw the giant rhino away and trapped a giant bull beneath the earth. He shot out fire from his hands, which the predator tried to absorb but failed. Naruto saw the Ashura Path remade and wasn't surprised one bit at the Renegade's power. His hands glowed a dark blue light as the rocks started to move, and he threw them at the bodies. In the midst of the confusion, Naruto appeared before the animal path and destroyed the body. He stopped the Ashura Path's missiles and redirected them back to sender. He shot a red beam at the Ashura Path and destroyed it. The Deva Path came with black rods, but Naruto's defensive barrier destroyed it. He kicked Pain hard across a mountain and pulled the 2 other paths, Preta and Naraka, towards him and burned them with an intense Amaterasu storm. The human path still remained, and Naruto vaporized it to atoms. The Deva path still stood, and Naruto teleported to his opponent. "As powerful as you are, I will capture you," Pain said. "Surrender already, so that a way to bring the 9 tails back may be found. That way, everyone will know pain and be forced to live in peace." "Peace this, peace that. All your talks are the same." Naruto spat Pain's words in boredom. "You know what my master told me a long time ago? He told me that tyranny breeds oppression, and oppression breeds hate. Hate will become anger, and anger will become violence and rebellion. Your possession of the Rinnegan made you have a god complex which cuts you off from your old self. Your way in bringing peace is tyrannical, Pain, and tyranny will only bring about hatred and rebellion. As long as tyrants exist, liberty will persist on. That is my master's teaching, and I try my best not to rule through fear. All you are doing is breed hatred for future instability." "Enough!" Pain shouted in anger at Naruto. "I will not be questioned by a child king. You yourself are a product of this world. You are right that hatred breeds more hatred, but by doing this, I can end the cycle for good. All it needs is your sacrifice. You refuse to listen to me, it seems. Whether you choose to believe me or not is your choice. Such frail creatures we are, we human beings, clouded by our own beliefs and not by understanding or reasoning. I tell you once more, Pain, your idea is flawed. You plan to bring peace by making a superweapon and unleashing it on people, but all it does is make more and more people unite to destroy you, and in that chaos, they will lose themselves. It's true, I am a victim of this hate, but I grew out of it, became better, and left it behind. You left it behind, but it will come back to haunt you later on. Planetary devastation. Pain unleashed a black sphere which started to suck in everything into a planetoid. Naruto was also absorbed into the sphere. It is true that one day the hatred of the leaf will come upon me. If it does before my colonization plans are done, I plan to show them why they should never make me angry. Naruto thought as his perfect Susanoo came to life, shattering the sphere. Pain was shocked beyond belief to see the mile-tall, dark blue warrior in front of him. The Susanoo lifted its leg, intending to crush Pain. The Akatsuki leader used his most powerful almighty push yet, one capable of destroying an entire village, but it merely scratched the Susanoo. The dark blue avatar crushed Pain hard, and Naruto dispelled it. He electrocuted Pain hard and disabled much of the puppet's body. Naruto could sense the real Pain controlling the body from afar. He engulfed his sword in black flames and red lightning, preparing to strike Pain down. This strike is special, Pain. Once I destroy this body, the real you dies as well. I know all about the Rinnegan and its power, and not even the outer path can save you. Just as Naruto was about to strike, however, Konan intervened. Wait, please. Don't, she begged Naruto to stop. Please spare him. He's all that I have left of my friends. Naruto could have just killed both of them easily, but his moralist told him he was just another monster if he did. Besides, Pain clearly suffered much if he was like this. Naruto connected with Pain's real self and was surprised to find he was an Uzumaki. Nagato Uzumaki. Naruto said the name aloud, shocking the two. How do you know that name? Pain demanded in his weak state. I connected with you through telepathy. Nagato Uzumaki. It is the name of your true self you have only forgotten, buried in the false god that is your persona of pain. I too am an Uzumaki from my mother. I sense great suffering in you, Nagato, but to make others suffer just because you suffered in pursuit of peace will only make the rest plot against you. And when they succeed, they will create chaos in the temporary peace you made. Besides, the weapon is no ordinary weapon. Naruto then decided to tell them the truth of the 10 tails. By combining all tailed beasts, you will create the 10-tailed beast. A monster of near unstoppable power, but its true purpose is a worldwide genjutsu. Your leader, the one who calls himself Madara Uchiha, plans to use the 10 tails to start that genjutsu, trapping everyone in an endless dream. That is the true purpose of the Akatsuki. How do you know? How can I trust you? Look. Naruto revealed his Rinne Sharingan to the duo. From the eyes I possess came the Rinnegan, and from it came the Sharingan. Only a Rinnegan can control the 10 tails, and the world has been caught in this genjutsu before. Before the sage himself. He stopped it when he split the 10 tails into 9. Create the 10 tails. It will just become a tree that will release the genjutsu again. Believe me or not is your choice. I simply tell the truth. All this time, I was deceived. Indeed you were. I showed you mercy only because you are a member of my clan. Leave my kingdom and be gone. Do not squander my mercy. Thank you for showing me the truth, Naruto. And both Pain and Konan left to return to Rain and confront Toby. Naruto returned back to his city. After some time, Naruto received word that Jiraiya was dead. How the mighty have fallen, Naruto said in a sad, mournful voice as tears fell down his cheeks. He mourned for Jiraiya that day, as he had lost someone he cared about. Leaf Village. It had been a week since Pain's failed assault on Arcadia. Sasuke Uchiha had learned of the truth behind his clan's downfall and openly joined Akatsuki. Talks of a fourth great shinobi war was increasing as every village prepared to mobilize their militaries for war. In front of Tsunade were Kakashi, Sakura, Shikamaru, and teammate. She knew war was coming, but the Leaf had no allies to rely on. Now, their hope lied in the kingdom of Arcadia. You understand that this is a S-rank mission of the utmost importance. Try to get an audience with the king, apologizing for the attempted captures, and try to get an alliance. The future of the Leaf depends on you. We understand, Lady Tsunade. We won't fail you. Kakashi said as he took the scroll and prepared to leave. Kakashi, one more thing. Should you encounter Naruto by chance, try to bring him back to the village. Should we encounter him, Lady Tsunade? You better believe it. Sakura assured her teacher as her team left to journey to Arcadia. Good luck, all of you, Tsunade said, praying in her heart for their success. Little did they know, however, that destiny was not on their side. Arcadia, the Akatsuki pose as much of a threat as any other, perhaps greater, to the nation and its allies. Until the king's plans for the 100-year expansion are put into motion, we are vulnerable. The Centaur Master of War and Armies, Chiron, said to the other members of the kingdom's war council. War was imminent, and he was no fool. Only Naruto's power was sufficient to protect them, but the king couldn't be there in Arcadia at all times. Other planetary conquests and colonizations were in need of his power. Dangerous to the human nations, perhaps, Chiron, but not to the city or its territories in Nod, replied the arrogant elf, Lord Alec. The safety of these allies is of little concern to the greater future of Arcadia. Chiron and the others were not surprised by Alec's thoughts. Elves always did view themselves superior to other creatures. Both Furiosa and Chiron were fed up with Alec's blatant disregard for the allies of Arcadia. The king himself got these alliances for us, Alec. Don't forget that his wives are from these nations. Furiosa spoke up, not hiding her anger. A complete waste of time, if you ask me. Arcadia has plans for otherworldly conquest. These humans are only good for breeding stock and cannon fodder. Alec nearly shouted, shocking everyone at that statement. Sure, elves dislike humans, but to go that far was a bit too extreme. You bow down to human queens, Alec, just as all of us. Our king is a human. Enoch is a human. Unlike the others whom you so despise, they are different. Sometimes, your views negatively affect your outlook on life. Alec, Chiron replied, and before Alec could retaliate, Naruto came in. Hold your tongue, or there will be a new elf lord in charge, Alec. Naruto said in an angry, threatening voice as he sat down. Hatred on humans is justified seeing what they did to your ancestors, but to hold such views is fruitless. Do not be blinded by hate, Alec. You will be no better than the fools of the village I once served. Apologies, my king, and you better be true to your word, Alec. Many apologize, yet only lie. An empty promise, and I hate listening to it. Naruto said as he remembered all the times the third Hokage lied to him, saying everything will be all right and that people will love him. This bickering amongst ourselves is pointless. The 100-year expansion is due for Phase 1 after the week-long festival of Arcadia's founding. Till then, all we can do is wait and enjoy the celebrations. My lord, let it not be written that I doubt your power, but can we eliminate all Otsutsuki should we encounter them? OG, Lord of Giants, asked in concern. The Otsutsuki are numerous and more powerful than even a squad of elves. Can the kingdom's expansion be fulfilled? Your concerns are noted, OG. We will succeed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the full power of Enoch Boggler. The same power passed on to me. We will crush them, and our empire will be established, lasting for eternity. Wearing disguises, the Leaf team were on a caravan heading to Arcadia. They decided to wear disguises since they thought the king would order their execution in his city, a mistake that will later prove their downfall. Kakashi and Kurenai were in one caravan with the rest of the Leaf Chunin behind in another caravan. Nervous Kakashi, Kurenai asked her fellow Jonin, snapping him out of his thoughts. The idea that Naruto might be in Nod was one that troubled Kakashi since the mission. Since Naruto was nowhere to be found in the elemental nations, even Sand, Nod seemed the best likely choice for his student to be there. Not really. Just, if I do find Naruto here, do you think he'll forgive us? After everything, I don't know Kakashi. I don't personally know Uzumaki like my students. But if he did, do you think he'll come back? Not really. If he doesn't want to come back, I won't force him. Hopefully, he has a good life here. If he is here. Kakashi replied, and Kurenai nodded in understanding. In the other caravan, Sakura and Hinata looked at the land of Nod with interested eyes. The land was different from any other place they ever saw in the east. That and Sakura now believed the stories of Arcadia's vast wealth, seeing the city of Eridu on the horizon just a few hours back. Though just for a few moments, Eridu looked far more prestigious than the Leaf and Fire capital. In her caravan, Kiba was sleeping, snoring loudly much to everyone's annoyance. Shikamaru wanted to sleep, while Shino wondered if Arcadia had a new species of insects. A glowing glint on the horizon caught Sakura's eyes, and in just a few seconds, she saw the grand city of Arcadia on the horizon. She gasped in wonder, and so did Hinata at seeing Arcadia. "That is Arcadia? It's so beautiful," Sakura exclaimed, waking up Kiba and getting the others' attention. Their Jonin teachers too were surprised to see Arcadia. Such a beautiful city was thought to be only a child's fairy tale. The caravan stopped, and they got a look at the massive gates. Over 100 meters high, far higher than the ones on the leaf, and made out of pure bronze. Depictions of battles were carved on the wall, and they started their tour. The guide explained that the city was over 10,000 years old with its foundation made of bronze. The city's buildings were made of silver, gold, pearl, and other precious stones. Elven sorcerers, satyr musicians, dancing harpies, strong giants, fast centaurs, and other creatures interacted with the people in the streets. Sakura used her money to buy a couple of souvenirs: perfume, golden bracelets, jewel necklaces, and even an Arcadian bronze Kopesh sword for Tenten. Kakashi and Kurenai were asking the guide when suddenly, a full squad of sirens led by Furiosa and 12 centaurs and elves came to surround them. Arrows and blades pointed. The Leaf team wisely decided to lay down their arms. Except one Kiba and Izuka, that is. "Kiba, stand down. You'll make things worse," Shikamaru whispered, and Kiba calmed down. "Leaf Shinobi, I know you from the books. Kakashi Hatake and Kurenai Yuhi. I am Furiosa, captain of the assassins, and you have been found trespassing into Arcadia," Furiosa declared, her sword near Kurenai's neck. "Trespassing? Miss Furiosa, there must be some dash." Kurenai tried to explain, but the siren only put her blade forward, nearly striking Kurenai. "Quiet, Yui. You dress up as citizens of other countries and not as Leaf Ninja. Shinobi from other lands respect our sovereignty and come without breaking the law. For your use of disguise, you are charged with trespassing and possibly spying on our nation. The king shall decide your fate. Take them away." Chiron ordered, and the Leaf Shinobi were brought to the massive ziggurat palace where Naruto was in. Inside, the four queens sat beside the obsidian dragon throne, the throne of their husband, in their own thrones. Leaf Shinobi were found entering the city in disguises and were apprehended by the sirens. Their husband was not there yet, and in his absence, they were in charge. The Leaf Shinobi were brought before the queens, and in that moment, their husband flew in, his anger radiating like a wave. "Even after all this time, that village sends you here in my home to mock me," Naruto said, his wings becoming a cape and his mask covering his face, and he made his way to his throne. Kakashi Hatake, Kurenai Yui, Shikamaru Nara, Sakura Haruno, Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburame, and Kiba Inuzuka. 2 Jonin and 5 Chunin, members of the Leaf's Rookie 9. Or should that number be 6? Kakashi muttered, then his mind came to one conclusion. "Is Naruto here?" Kakashi asked, and the others got anxious for the king's answer. "Closer than you think, sensei," Naruto replied and removed his mask, shocking everyone. "And Naruto?" Shikamaru gasped in utter shock and horror. Sakura felt like she could faint at the reveal. Hinata was speechless, and so was Shino. Kiba couldn't believe his eyes and instantly grew afraid of what Naruto would do to them. "I am, and you are trespassing on my home," Naruto said as he sat down. To think the son of the 4th Hokage, the village outcast, would become the king of Arcadia is truly a wonder to behold, isn't it, sensei? Naruto asked and shocked everyone more at the statement. "Oh yes, I know that he was my father, Kakashi-sensei. No need to hide it. Naruto, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you." I dash. Kakashi didn't finish as a wraith punched him hard across the face. "You will address the king of Arcadia by his proper titles," Girin said in anger at Kakashi, calling her master by his name. "Remember that for disrespecting the king is an offense worthy of death." "My apologies," Kakashi said and got up despite the pain. "Your Royal Highness, please accept our sincerest apologies in entering your kingdom. Please help us. War is imminent and the Leaf has no allies. The Leaf begs you to become an ally and help us in the upcoming war. What can Arcadia gain? Tell me that. What can my kingdom gain in the long run should I choose to help you?" Naruto asked, simply wanting to hear their feudal offers which he has no need of. Kakashi couldn't answer, but Kurenai luckily intervened. "Your Royal Highness, An alliance between the Kingdom of Arcadia and the Hidden Leaf will greatly benefit your nation. And the Fire Lord, too, is looking forward to an alliance between your nation and Fire Country. Is that what you think, Kurenai Yuhi? Naruto asked, and before the Leaf Jonin could answer, the queens decided to play with the scared Leaf envoy. The king asked what you can offer him, Jonin, Kurenai, and Kakashi. He wants to hear what you have to give. He wants to know what it is, not some empty words. Kuratsuchi said, and the others joined in. Maybe they don't have anything to offer and just plan on using our resources. The leaf has been compared to a parasite given its history. Koyuki told her fellow sisters. What do you have to offer that would get you the king, our husband's favor? Clearly some physical material items and not just some false and empty promises. Shine said, and the leaf envoy quickly started to think fast. Your Majesty, your country will have more wealth than it has if it allies itself with the Leaf and Fire Country. Kurenai said breathlessly. We also offer bloodlines and shinobi for use should you ally yourself with us. Pretending to think hard just for his sadistic joy, Naruto looked at the Leaf team, then revealed his answer. A simple no. You know what we see, Hitaki? This time it was Shizuka's turn to speak. What our husband sees? We see a group of ninja from a dead-end village that is desperate. You face inevitable destruction and you seek any hope, no matter how small, of survival. We see a village who wants to not only waste our time, but also the resources, power, and military of this great kingdom in a war that doesn't concern Arcadia. The Chunin behind you too not only abandoned our husband in his darkest hour, but actively abusing him verbally and beating him up. Your village decided to seal his chakra and abandon him for a traitor, and you have the audacity to ask him to risk his life for that same village. The same village that did this to him, and more so since the day he was born. My wives spoke for me, and I don't think I need to make any further statements. Your offers mean nothing. The riches of the earth are mine, and the magic of Arcadia is stronger than all eastern lands combined. I am not that naive child who runs after a girl who could never possibly liked me and abused me in every way possible. The same boy who picked fights with this mutt and thought of an arrogant fool as his rival is no more. The old Naruto is dead, killed not by the leaf, but by my own hands. I destroyed the boy you once knew, and I am reborn. Naruto said as he walked forward towards the team. Your village never treated me like a human being. Personal hatred aside, the leaf is useless to Arcadia. Your request for aid is denied. No, Naruto, please, Sakura shouted, getting up, and guards moved in to detain her. On Naruto's orders, they did not kill her, but allowed her to say her words though the drawn swords intimidated Sakura. We don't deserve your help or your love, and that is true. We don't deserve your forgiveness in any way or form, no matter how sorry we are. You have every right to hate us, and we deserve it, but please, just help us this one time. You don't have to forgive us, just help the leaf this one time. We beg of you. There are no negotiations between a dragon and a subhuman. To think I kept chasing after you since I was 6 when there are many women who love me truly and deeply. Take them away to the dungeons. Send them home in the first caravan by dawn. Naruto, please help us. Hinata begged, tears flowing down her cheeks. It's your home, Anon. I love you. Arcadia is my home, now and forever. And Hinata, grow up, will you? Naruto said, leaving behind a heartbroken Hinata. Stop, Naruto ordered, and the leaf envoy remained in place. Naruto took off his uniform, revealing his muscular body and the 2 fist-sized scars in his chest, and he also took off his metallic arm. Do you see these? The scars on my face, my chest, and this stump of an arm? I did my duty, earning these in the process, and you abandoned me in favor of that Uchiha. I will not help you. You will leave my kingdom by dawn, but if you try anything against my nation, know that I will burn your village to the ground. Naruto shouted as his wings came out. I do not want to seen as a mad tyrant, but if you so dare to strike against Arcadia in any way or form, I will bring the full wrath of my army down upon you and burn everything to the ground. Every person from every nation and tongue will know. They will know that it is I, Naruto Uzumaki, the heir of Enoch Bogler and king of Arcadia, that destroyed your village. Naruto shouted in a fit of sudden, uncontrollable anger. Tell that damned council what I told you, and remember every detail. Leave my sight. As they all left, Naruto sat down. Wine poured into his cup, and his wives were beside him, comforting his mind. Why can't they just leave me alone? At least I have all of you. Leaf Council. The Leaf's council assembled after Kakashi and his team returned from Arcadia. Almost immediately, the council members rushed into the chambers to hear the report. Well, began Koyuki, did you get an audience with the king? Kakashi and Kurenai exchanged worried glances at each other before Kakashi spoke up. As ordered by the 5th Hokage of the Leaf, we were to infiltrate the kingdom of Arcadia, but we were caught and brought before the king in chains. This mission also coincides with another, secondary mission given to us by the Lady Hokage. Find Naruto Uzumaki and bring him back to the Leaf. The civilian side were shocked and angry to hear that. Why did you order that they should bring back that demon? A civilian council member shouted. The Leaf was better off without him, he said, but the shinobi side disagreed heavily. Wait, are you implying that the demon is in the service of the king of Arcadia? Mabuki Haruno asked, afraid that Naruto would sabotage the alliance between the Leaf and Arcadia. She had plans to suck all of Arcadia's vast wealth and resources for her own, but it seemed Naruto might not allow that. No, Naruto Uzumaki is the king of Arcadia, Kakashi said, and the council was shocked to the core at the revelations. Furthermore, Naruto has learnt the truth of his parentage. I am sorry to inform you, honorable council members, but 3 years back you voted to seal off the chakra of the son of the 4th Hokage and the Red Death in favor of Sasuke. Tsunade was too shocked to respond properly. Danzo hid his face behind an act of shock to hide his knowledge that he knew Naruto was the king. Then, one of the civilians spoke up in a loud, cheery voice. We are saved. The demon brat will want to return to the village no matter the cost. We just have to strike his ego, saying he'll be welcome back, but we can throw him out once the war is over. Another civilian spoke up. Yes, we can entice him with rewards and riches, but once the war is ended, we can banish him from the Leaf. No, Kakashi said to everyone in the room. The king has made it clear that there is nothing the Leaf can offer him that he or his nation can benefit from. He has warned us that should the Leaf interfere or attempt to do anything regarding Arcadia, he will bring his army and burn this village to the ground. He himself will lead the assault. Surely there is something we can offer the boy in exchange for an alliance. Hamura Mitokado suggested. What can we give him? Shikaka Nara asked. Position of Hokage? He is the king of Arcadia. Wealth? He's richer than all 5 great nations combined. Title of Jonin? He defeated the Akatsuki leader and 5 other members, killed Orochimaru and Yagura. Bloodlines? It seems he refused that idea. A wife from our village? He already has 4 and multiple concubines, each Kage level, so I don't think that'll work. Arcadia will not come to our aid, Tsunade said in a defeated tone. Naruto will not come to our aid. As great of a defeat as this is, we cannot let it pull us down. We must prepare to fight the Akatsuki on our own. Inside his twisted mind, Danzo had a plan. He'll send a squad to assassinate Naruto and his wives while abducting powerful individuals from Arcadia to be indoctrinated and even steal the wealth and weapons. He just needed his friends' and allies' support just to legitimize his act. Leaf Bar, Naruto is the son of the 4th Hokage and king of Arcadia? Enoch asked in a loud voice. The Leaf was certainly shocked to hear that their most hated boy was the king of Arcadia and son of the 4th Hokage. Yeah, still, hard to believe that Naruto could become this cold-hearted monster of a man. Sakura said, still unable to grasp how a kind and cheerful person like Naruto could become as cold a person as the man he is now. She felt pity for Hinata after Naruto rejected her love. Well, shit, said Anko Mitarashi. I knew the kid wasn't a demon. Don't really blame him for not helping us. It could be worse, Shikamaru said. Think about it. He's been a king for about a year now, and in that time, could easily destroy the Leaf with his army, but he didn't. I guess. He hates us, but not as hard as we think he does. I also believe that he will only attack us should we strike against Arcadia. His attitude makes me feel this way, and I'm certain of it. We have done a very unyouthful thing in condemning Naruto. If only I could change the past, Rock Lee said in a low voice. We can't focus on the past now. We have a war to fight in. We can think of Naruto later, but for now, we just have to survive. Kakashi told everyone, hoping they'll cheer up. -2 days later, in the Hokage's office, Tsunade was going through strategies for war when a stone suddenly came in. A light came out from the stone, and a holographic projection of Naruto appeared. Tsunade Senju, 5th Hokage of the Leaf. And Naruto, you have grown so much. Are you going to help us in the war? No. And as the words left Naruto's mouth, a smoke occurred, and out came 6 dead Foundation ninja and 4 special Jonin with a scroll. I show myself here to tell you that war is coming. What is the meaning of this? See for yourself. On Naruto's words, Tsunade opened the scroll and nearly wanted to vomit upon reading its content. In order to kill Naruto, his wives, and steal valuable weapons, money, and personnel from Arcadia. Furthermore, it was approved by Danzo, Koharu, Hamura, Mabuki Haruno, and half the civilian council. Naruto, I never approved of this. Save it. It is clear to me that the leaf is out of your control. Has been since my father's death. You and Sarutobi could not control this village, allowing it to spread its corruption like the disease it is. But no more. I will bring the full might of 700,000 silver wraiths on you and burn this village to the ground. I will slaughter without mercy men, women, and children, and carry off plunder and slaves. My army marches, and you cannot survive the storm that I bring. Pray to whatever deity you worship for salvation in your false hope, thinking you can survive, but there will be no survivors. The extinction of the leaf is imminent, and I will erase the leaf from the history books. Arcadia. The War Council was in much heated discussion concerning the recent assassination attempt. Heated, not in a sense that there were 2 or more sides of the argument, but rather, all sides wanted to declare all-out war on the leaf for their attempt. Naruto had given his word that war will be declared should the leaf strike against Arcadia, and everyone waited for his response. Alec, master of the elves, doubted Naruto would go through with this. The king does not want to declare war because he is soft, shouted Alec to the rest of the room. It is obvious he has sympathy for that village and would not carry on his promise. He is a weak man, and only that. A man who has art. Alec was lifted up, then his neck snapped, his dead corpse falling to the ground, as everyone looked to see Naruto being the one who killed Alec. I had enough of his blatant bullshit. Tolerance is an element anyone can have for so long. Naruto spoke from his throne, his voice echoing through the now silent room. Mobilize the army. All silver wraiths will come to the land of fire and fulfill my promise of destroying the leaf. Marshal the troops. The Centaur Master of War, Chiron said in a loud voice. The king has spoken. In the streets of Arcadia, the legions of silver wraiths armed with swords, spears, axes, knives, shields, and bow were marching through to reach the gate. Every available soldier, not a silver wraith, too joined the march, leaving only the city defenders behind. The massive siege towers were moved by the powerful trolls, and the airships floated in the air, manned by elves. Naruto saw everything from his ziggurat, and his wives too contributed their wraiths. Naruto flew up as a lion ran out, and he sat atop his trusty mount. He was in front of his massive army, and he used his magic, aided by the elves, to open a massive portal to the land of fire. The war on the leaf had begun. Hidden Leaf. Just 2 days ago, Naruto's message reached Tsunade, and she immediately ordered the complete fortification of the leaf. She sent word to the Fire Daimyo informing him of Naruto's upcoming invasion, and the Daimyo ordered all the people of the land to move into either the Fire Capital or the Leaf. The entire Fire Monks were divided evenly and moved to both the 2 places. Second, Tsunade ordered trenches, fortifications, ditches, and catapults be built hurriedly to survive Naruto's onslaught. After ordering this, Tsunade was furious over how Danzo, the elders, and the civilian council went behind her back. All this was their fault, and the village was going to suffer because of it. She personally led the charge to kill Danzo and the other 2 fossils. Koharu and Hamura were executed, but Danzo fled with all his Foundation assets, minus Sai, since he grew fond of Team 7. Mabuki and the conspirators on the civilian council were arrested and executed on the grounds of treason. The civilian council was officially dissolved from then on. Tens of thousands from the towns and the country poured in out of fear, and half the fire monks too were in the Leaf. The Fire Lord too had sent 25,000 samurai to aid the Leaf's defense, but Tsunade doubted if it'll be enough. Naruto had said he had an army of over 700,000, and while she didn't know if it was true, she knows that Naruto's army was far larger. Her instinct told her so. In her office, she poured a cup of sake to drink just as a big, flaming boulder came to strike the village. Tsunade got up and headed to the top of the Hokage building to see the massive sea of soldiers not even a kilometer away from the village. The sheer size of Naruto's army was a sight to behold. It looked like a thick, black cloth covered the whole land. "Raise the chakra shield," Tsunade shouted, and the sealing core did so. Far away, Naruto saw them raise the shields, but he was unfazed. "Bring in Grand," he said, and a loud horn was sounded. A giant warhammer with its head like that of a wolf and mouth in flames was pushed to the shield. This was Grand, hammer of the underworld, made to destroy the chakra shields that hidden villages used. Grand, pulled by the trolls, moved ever closer to the shield, and behind were the siege towers. "Fire everything," Tsunade shouted as archers shot their arrows and catapults released their stone boulders. Arrows were useless, and though the boulders destroyed the hordes of silver wraiths and towers, they could just reform themselves. Grand reached the shield, and the trolls pulled the massive hammer as it impacted the shield. A mini earthquake could be felt every time Grand hit the shield. Audio machine, siege towers, the satyr musicians beating the drums, flutes, lyres, trumpets, and all sorts of instruments as Grand kept hitting the shield, and then it was destroyed. The legions ran to the walls of the Leaf as the Arcadians returned fire. Flaming arrows were shot into the city along with massive stones that destroyed much of the village infrastructure. The siege towers reached the walls, and the wraiths started ramming it, opening holes to destroy the walls. The airships flew above the village, raining fire on the village. Ladders were placed, and the wraiths started to climb up the wall. The samurai tried valiantly to stop them with arrows, but nothing worked. Not even the high-level jutsu of some jonin worked. The first batch of wraiths reached the towers, and a bloodbath ensued. A silver wraith pushed a samurai and beheaded a genin with an axe. The wraith threw a spear which threw a jonin down the wall, killing him. The wraith then took out its sword and with its axe started to slaughter all without mercy. The gates of the village were destroyed, and in came 3 trolls, heavily armed and armored. The massive trolls squashed the Leaf defenders with ease. Chariots and cavalry, "Advance!" Chiron shouted as the horns were sounded. The Arcadian chariots and cavalry started to storm inside the village. A clever wire trick managed to destroy the first 3 chariots but was cut by the rest. The cavalry and chariot force ran in and started to slaughter as the walls were breached. The wraiths then poured into the village to sack the Leaf. In its history, the Hidden Leaf has never faced a moment like this. The samurai and ninja charged at the incoming wraiths, but the spears of the wraiths slew them cattle. The chariot riders shot arrows at civilians as they rampaged into the village, and the cavalry beheaded any unfortunate soul. A samurai fled from a silver wraith who pursued him. The fleeing samurai bumped into a woman who, upon seeing the wraith, hid her child. "No, not my child," she begged, but the wraith impaled her with its spear and moved in to kill the screaming child. Per the king's orders, no one was to be spared. No discrimination between old and young, rich and poor, civilian or shinobi. None were to be shown mercy. The silver wraiths were ramming the doors of the academy. The 5 chunin tasked to protecting it never stood a chance. The 2 academy instructors tried to calm the 3 dozen students who took refuge inside. When the doors were destroyed, the children screamed in terror upon seeing the glowing, metallic skeletal soldiers of Arcadia. The 2 chunin instructors rushed to protect their students but were easily killed by the wraiths. The soldiers then moved in to kill the terrified children. One kid tried to run away, but a wraith shot an arrow in his foot. The child tried to crawl away, but the wraith caught him by the neck. The emotionless soldier lifted him up and stabbed him. "No, mercy, mercy, please," begged the old caretaker of the orphanage. She was one of the many who mistreated Naruto, and now she was begging mercy from the soldiers who took orders from the boy. The wraith slit her throat and left her to bleed out. There was no mercy when Naruto asked for it, so why should the wraith show it? The orphans were brought inside the building, crying as they begged for mercy. The wraiths, however, lit the place on fire and trapped them there. In the square, a massacre ensued. Houses were burning as civilians were dragged out of their homes and slaughtered in the streets. A wraith dragged a woman out of her home, then impaled his spear through her. A man was put on the ground and stabbed through the neck with a knife. An axe-wielding wraith beheaded a father trying to protect his pregnant wife and 2 children. The metallic soldier moved in to finish the deed. No mercy per the king's orders, and they will fulfill it. Bless the king for this glorious conquest, shouted a satyr upon seeing the sacking of the Leaf Village. I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, Lord Enoch and Lady Ishtar are truly watching us from the afterlife. The spirits of the great ones are with us, he shouted as many too shouted alongside him in approval. They intensified the music as the wraiths continued pouring in, and Naruto himself started to walk towards the village. In the walls, a wraith threw down a shield and slit the throat of a samurai with its sword. Taking out its axe, it continued the massacre. 3 other samurai came, but were no match for the wraith. The silver wraith used its spear to momentarily shock the samurai, and was even able to kill one. It jumped down and hit a samurai in the stomach with an axe. The wraith dodged a sword swing, but spun around and then hit the samurai in the neck with its sword. The wraith threw a chunin down the wall and blocked a sword strike, and then beheaded the foolish samurai. Kakashi, Yamato, and Might Guy were accompanied by a group of 12 Umbu, who unsheathed their katanas and readied for death. As dozens of wraiths came their way, with a shout they charged at the incoming wraiths. Kakashi's fist came to life with his signature Chidori as he tore through the wraiths, and Might Guy's taijutsu destroyed many. But it was useless as the wraiths could just reform themselves. Elsewhere, in different parts of the village, the rookies and Team Guy were trying their best to hold back the endless waves of silver wraiths. Yamato used his wood style to trap the wraiths, but they kept coming like there was no tomorrow. Sakura destroyed 4 wraiths who attacked her with her super strength. She mourned her mother's death, but was not ignorant of the fact that this was all partly her fault. Now, she was defending the Yamanaka clan's home from the silver wraiths, fighting alongside her best friend Ino and her boyfriend Sai. Hinata Hyuga was fighting besides her cousin, younger sister, and father in defending the Hyuga clan compounds. Kiba was exhausted in defending his home from the wraiths, his clothes soaked in sweat. Rock Lee and Tenten were aiding the Akimikis and Naras in the forest areas, fighting the wraiths. Tsunade was severely exhausted from both fighting hundreds of wraiths and healing dozens of patients at the same time. The wraiths were made of metal, much harder to kill with a super punch than it was to kill a human. She panted in tiredness as she felt 60% of her chakra depleted. Lady Tsunade, the voice of her assistant, Shizen Kato, called to her. The tunnels are ready. Get everyone to escape through them. Shizen, we need to buy time for as many people to survive. Tsunade shouted, and her assistant shot a green flare up the sky. Everyone who saw us started to ran inside, while her 7 volunteer platoons of shinobi and 5 platoons of samurai were to defend the fleeing civilians. They may lose the village, but they will not lose its spirit, the will of fire. Naruto came to see the carnage that befell his former prison. He smirked seeing it burn. A foolish Umbu came to kill him, but he snapped his arm broken and lifted him up by the neck. Naruto snapped the Umbu's neck with ease and killed the other 3 that came towards him. 6 more shinobi came to attack him, but were no match. He impaled the first one through the stomach with his Narada, and he burned the second to death. He beheaded the 3rd shinobi, then slashed the 5th and electrocuted the 6th one. After he was finished, there was no more fighting. All remaining resistance was eliminated. Chiron came to him to inform him of the news. We have victory, my king, but a 5th of the village managed to escape through tunnels. We tried to pursue, but they were blown up and the tracks remained cold. So we killed 4/5 of the population. Not a bad result, Chiron. Something else, my lord. Much of the shinobi force was killed. Not a single samurai or fire monk survived. Of all the clans, Inuzuka and Hyuga were most affected, losing over 65% of its members. Aburame is not so far behind too. Yamanaka, Nara and Akimichi lost 40% of their members. Very good, Chiron. With the fire capital 2 sacked, we wouldn't need to continue on. Burn this village, and we can leave. The expansion of our empire will start when we get back to Arcadia. Naruto ordered and all troops put every inch of the Leaf Village to burn. Plunder was carried off to the city, and Naruto revived some civilians to use as free labor in Arcadia. The rest of the bodies, too, were to be burned. Far away, Tsunade could see the village burning in the horizon. Everything my grandfather and granduncle built, everything we've fought for, gone. Tsunade thought in sadness as she fell down in tears. For the Leaf, it felt like the end of the world. Since the time of the first Hokage, the people of the Leaf struggled for peace in their time and in their home. Now, the hopes and dreams of generations is lost. Destroyed by the boy who they hated who returned as a king. Fire Country. It had been 13 days since Naruto and the army of Arcadia sacked the Hidden Leaf. Attempts to rebuild the village all ended in vain, as everything, except the cemetery of the Leaf, was reduced to nothing but ashes. Word also reached them of how the Fire Daimyo was killed along with his family when the Silver Wraiths sacked the capital at the same time the Leaf was burned. In that time, Tsunade fell into a coma after having her chakra reserves exhausted in saving the wounded. Sakura, along with her two friends, Ino and Hinata, were busy helping everyone. "Hey Sakura, we need more morphine here," Ino shouted to the pink-haired girl as the latter came running with more morphine. Even after a week passed, the effects of Naruto's sacking was still there, physically or psychologically. "All right," Sakura said as the morphine was injected to ease the patient. With so few nurses and doctors, few could be saved from the survivors, and many were simply left to die. The remnants of the Leaf were not even 10,000 shinobi, and barely twice that were civilians. "Mom, how could you be so stupid to agree to a plan like that? Do you hate Naruto that much that you'll risk the destruction of our home?" 3 days after the sacking, Danzo and his foundation returned to take control. Even though everything was clearly his fault, they rallied behind him since most of their shinobi, despite outnumbering the Foundation, were weakened severely by the fight against the endless hordes of Silver Wraiths. Not many resisted, and Danzo did not execute any since manpower was at an all-time low. Now Sakura was asked to meet Kakashi. Apparently, Sasuke was found in the Land of Iron and was going to crash the 5 Kage summit. "Sakura, prepare your equipment. We're going to get Sasuke." Kakashi ordered his student, and Sakura nodded. "I failed regarding Naruto, but I hope that I can succeed with you, Sasuke." Arcadia. Naruto was on his bed, medicinal herbs rubbed on his body by Yugao. The sudden release of the fox's chakra 3 years back had severely damaged his nervous system, and though Arcadian magic was powerful, it could only heal half of it. Naruto breathed heavily as the herbs were applied on his body, making it feel like it was being burned. Of course he could use his magic, but Enoch never used such on himself to heal wounds. Pain was used as a conduit for strength by the teachings of the dark arts, and Naruto was content. After it was done, Yugao put down the tray and admired her master. Violet slime coming out her mouth at her master's body. Naruto put his hand on her chin and stroked her like a cat. Naruto then put on his uniform and flew out to the forges where Brock welcomed him. "Welcome to my humble home, Your Highness." "Brock, my friend, how goes the forging?" "Well, it goes well. These free labor workers from that village are working like bulls on the field. I am pleased to hear." Naruto walked as a hand from a Leaf citizen, now slave of Arcadia, reached out and grabbed his boot. "Please show mercy," he begged, but Naruto kicked him in the face. "Where was the mercy when I asked for it? Besides, here in the forges, working for your king is considered an honor. Rejoice, for your king has need of you." Naruto replied and left the forges to be in his castle. "Long live my lord, the king." Yujito Ni, concubine to the blonde king, said as she bowed before him. "Yujito, how goes the campaign on the Otsutsuki homeworld of Otsuprime?" "It goes not as planned, I'm afraid, my king. War Master Chiron has lost a battle against the alien foe. It's not even been a day since I left to return here." "Oh well, Yugao, prepare to depart," Naruto shouted, and Yugao was already prepared. They entered the portal and arrived on Otsuprime, homeworld of the Otsutsuki clan. Otsu Prime, when Naruto arrived in the camp of his army, he took his place atop a war elephant, sitting on a throne and observed the landscape. Chiron ran to meet Naruto and did a formal salute. "My lord the king, you grace me with your presence. I am sorry to inform you that I failed to launch an effective strike. I did not take into account that the Otsutsuki would unleash such numbers of their beast soldiers on us. Not even the elven squads could deal significant damage. Do not let this discourage you, Chiron, old friend. Failure is a part of life, a teacher from which we can learn from. I am here now and ready to tip the scales in our favor once more." Naruto replied as his wives came to meet him. "Naruto, though it's only 6 hours, we missed you greatly," Shizuka said as she came forward and kissed her husband. "My love, there is an Otsutsuki here who wants to meet you." "Oh!" Naruto let out a surprise as he looked to see a female Otsutsuki appear before him. "Your Royal Highness, you grace me with your presence. My name is Nephthys Otsutsuki." The female Otsutsuki then bowed before Naruto as a sign of respect and friendliness. "My king, I am a representative of my faction in the Otsutsuki clan. Half of the clan knows that fighting is futile and that you will eventually win this war. My faction wants to break away from the main clan to join your side. We only ask that you spare our people." "Is that all?" Naruto asked. "Yes, my king. That is all my people represent. Grant us this, and you will have our undying loyalty. Listen to me, Nephthys. I am Arcadia, the heir to Enoch, slayer of dragons. On the promise you have shown me, I will give you my support. I thank you for your generosity, my king." Nephthys answered the king. "Will you give me the honor of your kiss?" Naruto asked. A kiss on the hand of a superior in Arcadian culture meant a sign of loyalty. Naruto tried to remove his glove on his left hand, but Nephthys instead kissed his boot. "That shall suffice. Tomorrow, your people will be part of my kingdom. I thank you, my lord. Mere words cannot describe my gratitude. Go and gather your followers. By the next morning, I will bring my army to crush the feeble resistance in my way." Next day, "Nephthys, you traitor!" shouted Draxus Otsutsuki, current head of the Otsutsuki clan. "You have sold us out. Your own people? You will suffer for this. I only did what was needed to ensure the survival of our people. If it meant putting ourselves under the yoke of Arcadia, so be it. Besides, we never stood a chance. Traitor, I will dash. You will do nothing to harm one under my protection, Draxus Otsutsuki," Naruto said in his cold metallic voice as he appeared before Draxus and hostile half of the Otsutsuki clan with his army. "This galaxy, this universe, is now mine. The age where the Otsutsuki rule is over. Now is the age of Arcadia." "Lies! You are nothing but a liar and an upstart lower life form who should know his place. No, I am a king of chaos. Darkness, death, and destruction follow me wherever I go. I laid waste to the nations of man as my predecessor has done. I am your oblivion," Naruto said, and his fist glowed a glowing, dark blue light of energy. Draxus Otsutsuki's hands too came to life with dark reddish energy as he charged towards Naruto. Both armies came charging towards each other just as the fists of the leaders met, and a violent explosion occurred. Tens of thousands of silver wraiths, dozens of Arcadian war machines, and hundreds of Otsutsuki were sent flying, and the two godlike beings unleashed another powerful punch, making quakes all over the planet down to the very core. The Otsutsuki had superior power, but the wraiths eventually overwhelmed them, and some of them died. Koyuki froze an Otsutsuki, the ice hardened by Shine's power, and both Shizuka and Kuratsuchi fired a combo shot that injured the Otsutsuki severely. Urashiki Otsutsuki came charging towards the girls, throwing Cheyenne and Kuratuchi to the ground. But before he could act any further, Yugao trapped him with her slime as Girin shot multiple crystals which Yujito used to blind the Otsutsuki. Kuratsuchi melted the alien's feet while Koyuki trapped him with ice, coupled by Cheyenne's dark powers. Shizuka shot a beam of dark green energy that killed the Otsutsuki. Draxus looked to see his trusted lieutenant getting killed. Naruto blasted energy at Draxus and sent him crashing down. The Otsutsuki saw his body was bleeding and got furious. "Damn you, damned lower life form. Know your place. Draxus shouted in fury as he charged at Naruto, dodging the strikes. He placed his hands on Naruto's helmet and removed them. You should not have listened to my foolish sister, human, he shouted and fired beams of energy at Naruto. Your worthless existence is at an end, Draxus boldly declared, but Naruto smirked. No, it is your existence that will end, Draxus Otsutsuki. Come forth, Black Racer. Naruto summoned his Herald of Chaos, and the Black Racer stood before his master, scythe in hand. You are but an obstacle in the way of my empire. Your death will bring forth a new age. Naruto declared as the Black Racer, and it struck Draxus in the heart. Naruto's death beams reached Draxus, and a huge explosion that could easily level continents occurred inside his body. Light coming out of his eyes and mouth as his body exploded in a light of death. Draxus now lay dead on the ground. His eyes, nose, mouth, and chest were bleeding as his flesh was like that of a roasted animal and his blood was boiled. The remaining Otsutsuki surrendered to the king of Arcadia, and Naruto smiled. Otsut Prime, the remaining remnant of the Otsutsuki clan that will not become vassals to Arcadia, joined the alliance between Momoshiki and Ishiki Otsutsuki. Ishiki, having survived the attempted assassination by Kaguya, had returned now that the clan faced near extinction. A great army commanded by powerful leaders was building its strength not too far from the camps of Arcadia. Naruto would see to it that this resistance would be snuffed out from existence. What can they do, Nefties? Naruto asked the female Otsutsuki, who pledged her undying loyalty to him, as well as offering herself as a concubine. Momoshiki is powerful, but not as much as me or Draxus, my lord. His main ability lies in the fact that he can absorb chakra and release it as a powerful attack. His consumption of his foster father, Kinshiki, would increase his power, but not too much. Ishiki has a power which allows him to shrink and enlarge objects. His durability is strong, and skills in hand-to-hand combat are unrivaled. Out of the two, Ishiki is the stronger and even more so than me. Nefties replied, and her king nodded in understanding. I see. Tell me, Nefties, what is the main view of Ishtar Otsutsuki? The wife of my master, Enoch Boggler, she is closely related to me, my king. The main view of the clan regarding her is that she is hated upon since she betrayed her people for Enoch, who not only killed Glorong, but also killed over 100 Otsutsuki shortly after establishing his empire on the planet. Many blame her as the reason the Otsutsukis have been set back by thousands of years. You may leave and go back to your quarters. Tomorrow, we start the attack. Naruto told the Otsutsuki, and she bowed down and left. Tomorrow, my enemies will die, and the dream of my predecessor will be fulfilled. Arcadia will rule for all eternity. Both Draxus and Nefties Otsutsuki are stronger than base Momoshiki, but not his fusion form, and are far from the level of power of Kaguya and Ishiki. Next day, the two massive armies looked at each other in deadly silence. On Arcadia's side were hordes of silver wraiths, cavalry, chariots, elephants, ships, and siege towers, along with armies of magical creatures. On the other side were the beast soldiers of the Otsutsuki clan that outnumbered the army of Arcadia 7-1. Leading Arcadia was their king and his queens, and leading the Otsutsuki remnants was Ishiki and Momoshiki Otsutsuki. A battle to decide who will rule the universe. Even now, the godlike aliens shudder in fear. The mere thought of a lower life form surpassing their species was unthinkable, but there before them stood a human who will end the power of their species. The king of Arcadia grew stronger as Otsut Prime was well of chaos and dark energy that fueled his power, growing bigger every day. The three powerful beings were in the middle of the field as their armies moved in to kill each other. Before I kill you, I want you to know something. All the suffering I endured in my life was partly the fault of your kind, so consider this payback. Naruto said to the two Otsutsuki. We are stronger than you, you insect of a human. You are just some nightmare that will end. Momoshiki retorted. Yes, I am your nightmare. Naruto said as he teleported and punched Momoshiki across several mountains. Ishiki reacted quickly by shooting multiple rods, but Naruto's protective barrier stopped them. Naruto prepared his Narada as Momoshiki came to attack him with a red chakra spear. Ishiki too took out a rod and came to fight Naruto. The king of Arcadia used his acrobatics to skillfully dodge their strikes and hand strikes and kicks. Naruto used his Rinne Sharingan's almighty push and destroyed the multiple rods aimed at him as he flew to attack Momoshiki. Blades clashed like flashes of lightning as the two moved as fast as light in the speed. Naruto threw Momoshiki down and rained a massive hail of over 1,000 swords. Momoshiki dodged them, but his left side got wounded by Naruto. The king of Arcadia then kicked Momoshiki in the face as he blocked Ishiki's strike. Naruto punched Ishiki and blocked the angry Otsutsuki's kicks and punches. Ishiki summoned two staffs to try to impale Naruto, but the latter avoided them via somersaults. Naruto kicked Ishiki in the chin and then a kick in the stomach. Momoshiki shot various lava, lightning, and energy bombs at Naruto, but the king was unharmed. The king of Arcadia used his Hades ring and lifted boulders and threw them at Momoshiki. The Otsutsuki destroyed them, but lost sight of his opponent. Then, Naruto teleported behind him and electrocuted Momoshiki. Naruto then used planetary devastation to trap Momoshiki in a planetoid. The angry Otsutsuki came out in a burst of chakra as 6 stone dragons came to attack Naruto. The blonde slashed at them. The force of the blow powerful enough to casually shatter them to dust, and Momoshiki made his monkey rock golem. "Your power will be mine," Momoshiki shouted as the golem came to attack Naruto. "I think not," Naruto merely said as his armored Susanoo came out and destroyed the golem. Ishiki came to attack, thinking he could break the Susanoo, but imagine his surprise when he couldn't even dent it. The Susanoo punched Ishiki so hard that the Otsutsuki destroyed an entire mountain range and tens of kilometers worth of land. Momoshiki came to strike Naruto's Tenketsu, but the king phased through them. "Time stop," Naruto muttered as time stopped, and he struck Momoshiki over 300 times. The Otsutsuki fell to his knees in pain, and Naruto kicked him away, several dozen miles in fact. Naruto used his gravity magic to pull the two to him and grab their heads. He flew up and threw them down, the impact creating a kilometer-deep hole. Ishiki still came to fight, but Naruto simply punched him in the stomach. Naruto made 2 sides of Amaterasu flames and jumped to attack Momoshiki, who used whatever strength he had left to evade them. Naruto jumped back and kicked Ishiki hard across the face, and then stabbed the two. "It's been fun and all, but I have to end this. My army has already teleported itself out of harm's way, leaving you at my complete mercy." Naruto flew up to the sky, seeing the injured Otsutsuki and carcasses of their brainwashed cannon fodder. 5 swirling dragons of destruction, Naruto muttered as 5 purple energy dragons manifested and came down to destroy his enemies. Some Otsutsuki tried to flee as the dragons came down, and in an explosion that destroyed the surface of Otsu Prime, they were destroyed. Ishiki Otsutsuki was now nothing but ashes, if his body could become such after a blow like this. Naruto came down and sat amidst the destruction. "You go down just like Holy Mary. Mary on a cross. Not just another Bloody Mary. Mary on a. You go down just like Holy Mary. Mary on a cross. Your beauty never ever scared me. Mary on a cross." I don't know why, but I just felt like singing, and it popped up in my head, Naruto said as he walked to a portal and returned to Arcadia, where his army awaited the return of their king. Earth. Obito looked over at the 5 dead Otsutsuki clan members who fled the destruction of their home. No information could be retrieved from them since they were so close to death. Right now, he had a war to deal with after rescuing Sasuke Uchiha from his old teammate, Kakashi Hatake, and his student Sakura Haruno. Having allied himself with Kabuto, the 4th Great Ninja War was underway. The 9-tailed fox could not revive. This he had to admit, but the Otsutsuki before him presented an alternative. If he could feed them to the demonic statue of the Outer Path, the husk of the 10 tails, then they may serve as a replacement for the 9-tailed fox. A simply theory, but one that holds great promise and power. Sasuke destroyed the base of the mountain's graveyard and walked up. Tobi had decided to give him a new power-up which, unknown to him, was a bit of Otsutsuki cells. Sasuke walked as a group of white Zetsu came to intercept him. Sasuke paid no mind to them and just burned them all with Amaterasu. His mind was in conflict right now. He hated the village for ordering the genocide of his clan and the suffering his older brother went through, but on the other hand was Naruto. Naruto hated the village far more than he did, and from what Sasuke could think, Naruto suppressed that anger until a few weeks back, when he burned everything to the ground after the leaf provoked him for the last time. Hearing how Naruto could hold back his hatred was impressive to Sasuke, as he remembered Naruto's brash attitude, but then he thought of how the blonde destroyed the leaf. It conflicted his mind as he was torn between killing the last remnants of the leaf or joining their side. Naruto was the person who was splitting his mind. Become the light he once was, or the embodiment of darkness and chaos that he became. After meeting Itachi in the woods, Sasuke followed him and eventually convinced his older brother to allow him to tag along. Maybe this way, he might be able to decide his choice. Sasuke Uchiha traveled along the raining road, atop the tress alongside his reanimated older brother to hunt for Kabuto Yakushi. It was the only way to get Itachi Uchiha to tell him everything he wanted to know. Itachi was glad to see that Sasuke could be swayed and rebuild the village into a new one, but sad to hear it was destroyed. But he can't lament now. He had to stop Kabuto and his army of reanimations. Silesia, Yarma's star system, on a faraway planet. Naruto stood at the top of a hill, observing his silver wraiths slaughter the last remaining resistance from a local kingdom. The Otsutsuki had used their powers to transport humans to Silesia over 30,000 years ago as a slave labor colony, but had largely forgotten about them. The humans spread across Silesia and were in a medieval era state of technology. It was just another obstacle in his grand empire building, and Naruto would see to it that it was fulfilled no matter what. A kind-hearted, loving king to his subjects, but a ruthless, merciless, cold-hearted, and oppressive tyrant to his enemies. His tent was huge, over 60 meters in length, 30 meters wide, and standing at 20 feet in height, decorated lavishly from his great wealth and a throne for him to sit on. But the king of Arcadia was not in his tent. Protected by his personal guards at all times, he watched with his cold, pitiless red eyes as his soldiers stormed the city of Insapper and sacked it. 10 kings and their kingdoms already fell to him in one day, his army slaughtering all opponents without mercy, men, women, and children, old and young, rich or poor. The fields ate the corpses of those who resisted him, and tides of blood washed the ground. The silver wraiths laid waste to the city, burning all the houses and buildings with intense fire. There they dragged the terrified masses out to impose judgment on them. A silver wraith dragged a woman out from her home and pushed her onto the street. Another wraith killed an adult male, while another one put chains on the women and children and whipped them, ordering them to get up and walk. Men from the city were placed in lines, and once the commander gave the order, their heads rolled on the ground. Others were stabbed to death, while some got burned, others impaled, and others still got flayed. A nation and army that was ruthless to the old and pitiless to the young. 30,000 soldiers, my love. None stood a chance. All were slaughtered without mercy. Koyuki told her husband as she whispered into his ears, kissing his lips. Her husband, who was sitting on his throne, read the report and returned the favor. What's more is that our empire has over 100,000 slaves to work in the projects you have envisioned. Your plans come to fruition, love, Cheyenne said as she leaned in for a hug. My king, Shizuka said as she entered the room. Envoys from the nearby kingdoms of Sapar, Ashilian, and Karak. They want to join your side. It was bound to happen eventually, Naruto said as he stood up to meet these envoys. All were of royal blood, related to the kings of the kingdoms, and 2 of them wanted to side with him, if only to survive under Arcadia's rule. The last group of envoys was a secret one made up of the princess of Ashilian and her friends. Apparently, she wanted to betray her family and serve the king of Arcadia. After listening to their proposals, Naruto made his choice. I am Naruto Uzumaki, king of Arcadia and the universe. My word is law, and by my power, I grant you the right to rule, if only as my vassal states. Return to your kingdoms. And you, Princess Samari of Ashilian, your kingdom is next for conquest. When the time comes, kill your father and older siblings when my army comes by night and you will rule as regent of a third of the planet. I humbly bow, your great lordship. I am thankful that you grant me this great mercy and opportunity, though I am but dust at your boots." Princess Sammari replied, hoping to be favored by her submissive and subservient attitude. "Do you think you flatter me?" Naruto asked, and the princess shivered with fear at the cold tone. "Well, no one has died of flattery. Rise, dust of my boots, and fulfill the orders I have given you." After he ordered them to leave, he turned to his council and planned the next move. "Was trusting them necessary, my king?" Shizuka asked. "I don't trust them, especially that princess." "So do I, but we need not fear a betrayal. They're too scared of a military response by us to risk such a thing. Now then, tonight we will attack Ashilian, and once the other two are ours, we can move in to finish the rest." "My king, may I speak?" Kuratsuchi asked her husband in the middle of his planning. "Why does a queen ask me permission?" "Speak, Kuratsuchi." "My king, may Arcadia aid the Hidden Stone in the Fourth Ninja War? The Ten Tails is close to revival, and Madara Uchiha is back from the dead." "Madara Uchiha? If the Ten Tails is revived and he becomes Jinchuriki, he may cause a problem for Arcadia, especially since some Otsutsuki fled to Earth and are possibly going to be sacrificed to the beast. After Ashilian falls, we move and finish off Madara Uchiha. He should know better than to return from the hell where he belongs." Ashilian. Fire burned all over the city as silver wraiths poured into the city. A knight tasked to protect the princess rushed into the throne room, and when he entered there, he saw the princess, blood all over her face and hands as she apparently killed her family. Her father the king, her two older brothers, and her younger sister, all dead by her hands. Princess Sammari. The knight muttered in horror upon seeing the sight and got enraged as he saw Naruto sit on the throne, flanked by the queens and members of Arcadia's council. "You, King of Arcadia, you did this. You forced the princess to kill her family. I'll kill you. You stand too proudly before your new overlord, the King of Arcadia. You should be humbled at this instant. Prostrate yourself." The new elf lord, Talon, said as the power of his voice made the knight forcibly kneel before the king. On Naruto's orders, Talon released the spell, and the knight got up for a fight. "I will allow you fight me one-on-one," Naruto commented as he got up and walked down. "But before I do, may I know your name?" "Tristan Steele." The knight, now identified as Sir Tristan Steele, charged at Naruto, but the blonde king dodged the strike and punched the knight in his stomach. Sir Tristan coughed out blood from the punch, but got up quickly to kill Naruto. He threw his sword at the blonde king of Arcadia, who sidestepped the attack, and Sir Tristan jumped up to punch Naruto. His fist nearly broke upon the impact, and Naruto grabbed Sir Tristan by his throat and threw him away. Naruto threw Sir Tristan's sword to him and motioned for him to come. "Pick it up, Knight of Ashilian. Your resolve to win against an evil, invading force would give you strength, but this is reality. In truth, the laws of the universe are unfair. One is favored while the other is not. This is not a story about a knight in shining armor protecting a princess and saving the day. No, you are but a speck of dust fighting a mountain. This is the story of the establishment of an empire whose reach will stretch across every inch of this universe." With an angry cry, Sir Tristan charged at Naruto, who merely slapped the sword swing away. Naruto punched the knight and then grabbed his head. Naruto threw Sir Tristan about 20 feet away from him and threw his weapon back at him. "Struggle all you want, but it is meaningless. If there is an equality for every living thing, it is that we all will inevitably die. Our souls will go back to that watery darkness of primordial chaos where nothing but oblivion awaits. I am that oblivion. You should surrender, Sir Tristan. You stand no chance against me, and I've yet to use a weapon or cast a spell. It'd be a shame to lose a brave-hearted knight like you. You are braver than the kings of the nations I laid waste, so what do you say? I am the shield of Princess Sammari and protector of the royal line of Ashilian. Tell me, King of Arcadia, will you kill her if I die? Now which answer will make you suffer most? Yes, I'll kill her, or no, I have plans for her?" Naruto simply asked, and the knight got enraged. "You bastard!" Sir Tristan roared in anger at the question. He charged to kill the king of Arcadia, but his opponent grabbed his sword and punched him once more. Naruto got tired of the useless fighting and unleashed electricity, which made the knight unconscious. "Do not worry, princess. He is alive. Your wish to have the knight Sir Tristan steal is fulfilled, and you are now a puppet queen of Arcadia. I thank you, my lord the king, my god. I will prove my worth and live to be worthy of your great mercy. I will 30,000 silver wraiths on this planet. The rest of us will return back to Earth and stop Madara Uchiha." Elemental nations. The allied shinobi forces stood before Madara Uchiha and Obito Uchiha with an army of over 100,000 white Zetsu. Just a few moments ago, the demonic statue ate the gold and silver brothers and 5 Otsutsuki. Among them was Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Sasuke Uchiha had joined the allied forces and was aided by the reanimated 4 Hokages. The 5 Kage too were healed thanks to the combined effort of Katsuyu and Karen. Despite this, however, they doubted it'll be enough since the chakra from the demonic statue was beyond anything they ever saw or encountered. The question was, could they win? Their answer was received when portals opened, and out came the armies of Arcadia. Hordes of silver wraiths, war elephants, siege towers, and airships came to reinforce the allied shinobi forces. Naruto, atop his trusted steed, came near where Kakashi, Sakura, the 5 Kage, Sasuke, and the reanimated Hokage were. "Naruto!" Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and Tsunade exclaimed. "Naruto!" Hiruzen and Minato said out loud upon seeing the king of Arcadia. They were shocked to hear from Sasuke that Naruto became a king and was the one to burn the leaf down. There is only one person who can rule this universe, and Madara Uchiha is in my way, Naruto said, making it clear to everyone that he helped them not because he wanted to, but because Madara stood in his way. "Very well," Sasuke just said, happy that Naruto will fight on their side as an ally and alongside him once more. Team 7 is finally back together once more. Sakura shouted to everyone with her arm raised above her head. Now, the tides of war shifted in their favor. Team 7 is finally back together once more. Sakura declared loudly as every shinobi saw Naruto Uzumaki alongside the Kages. Those from Mist, Sand, and Stone felt great joy at seeing the armies and King of Arcadia come to their aid, but those from the Leaf felt great hatred upon seeing Naruto. "So, this is the King of Arcadia who burnt the village," Tobirama Senju remarked, his anger leaking out as he itched to kill Naruto. Tobirama, his brother, Hashirama Senju, reprimanded his younger brother. "Do not start a fight, you'll lose and just anger the king. Remember from Sasuke's explanation that Arcadia was justified to destroy the Leaf, and we need Arcadia's help in this war." "TC fine." Tobirama calmed down, but still wanted to kill Naruto. "Naruto!" Hiruzen Tsurutobi called out to the boy he considered a grandson. The kind-hearted boy whose smile lit up the mood of everyone who knew him was replaced by the heartless king before him. "Old man Hiruzen, Sarutobi, and father. If I said it is nice meeting you, would I be lying? Naruto, I am so sorry that I was unable to protect you or prevent such things from happening. I am truly, save it. No need to apologize, and I say this not because I forgive you, but because it will not change the past. Same goes for you too, father. Just as both of you cannot change what you did, so too can I also not change the fact that I burned the leaf. Only difference is that I enjoyed every last second of doing it." Naruto told the Kages, shocking the Leaf ones at his lack of remorse. "Yes, my Naruto is back and ready to win another war." Mizukage Meiterumi shouted in joy as she came forward and hugged Naruto, who still mounted his lion. "Now Madara will wish he never came back to life. Can you give me my personal space, please, Mei?" Naruto asked politely. "You don't have to be so bashful," Mei replied in a disappointed voice. "Umph, to think he'll be the one to get all the girls," Kakashi said in a perverse way, which earned him a punch from Tsunade and Sakura. "Are we ready to send Madara and Obito back to the grave?" Sasuke asked, and Naruto got down his steed. "Was born ready," Naruto replied. "Seal the 10 tails. It has eaten 5 Otsutsuki clan members, among them Momoshiki, who is one of the strongest. The 10 tails may have at least a 7 times increase in strength and power, while the Jinchuriki may be even more powerful than me. I will deal with Madara," Naruto told his team as he signaled the start of battle. Naruto teleported behind Madara and grabbed his head, crashing across a hill as his army charged to eliminate the white Zetsu. Kakashi too moved in to finish off Obito just as the 10 tails fully transformed. That was impossible. I couldn't sense him. Madara muttered to himself as he saw the blonde king appear before him. Surprised? I shouldn't be, but you did caught me off guard, King of Arcadia. Your ambitions are misplaced, Madara Uchiha. A dream world of nothing but lies, and it stands against my empire. As king, I judged you unworthy to continue on. Naruto declared as he took out his sword for battle. You're going to use that blunt old thing against me. You will find it sharper than any other blade. Naruto said, and Madara jumped up and shot 5 flaming fish at him. Naruto swung his sword, and the blow destroyed the fish, but Madara came up behind him and shot a fire jutsu. Naruto wasn't fazed, and he blocked the fire, just as Madara came to attack him with War Fan and Scythe. Naruto blocked all of Madara's blows and released a gust of wind that sent Madara flying. Naruto flew up and swung at Madara, destroying a large part of his reanimated body. Madara fell down, but just as Naruto prepared to release Madara's soul, the Uchiha's Susanoo came to attack him. Naruto destroyed the arm with a swing and then unleashed a violent stream of lightning. Wood style, Wood Dragon Jutsu. Madara made a Wood Dragon come up out of the ground to attack Naruto, but the blonde king split it in half. If you think you of all people can defeat me with mere tricks, think again. I've faced Otsutsuki before, Madara Uchiha, and you aren't on their level. TCH. Then can you take on 5 of me at once? Madara asked as 5 Wood clones came with humanoid Susanoo to attack Naruto. The blonde king swung his sword at the Susanoo, destroying them and blocked their strikes with his bare hands. He phased through an attack and used his Narada to cut another Susanoo. It seems you can't take on 5 opponents without some difficulty. Time for playing is over, I suppose, Naruto said as he unleashed a black energy which engulfed the clones. In one instant, all of them were destroyed, and Madara barely escaped. You bastard! Fire style, majestic demolisher flame. Madara shot another fire jutsu, but Naruto merely absorbed it. No matter. I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. Deep forest emergence. Trees started to grow up from the ground and trapped Naruto in their roots. Heavenly obstacle quaking star, Apocalypse. Naruto saw a giant meteor descend down to him, but he wasn't fazed. He burned the roots and merely swung his sword. The meteor split in half, and he teleported near Madara. The Uchiha quickly activated his Susanoo, but Naruto destroyed it. How do you have this much power? And it is only the swings of your sword. I have surpassed my human limits, Madara. I am no longer only human. No, I am far more. I have evolved and become a king of the stars. Naruto replied as Madara made 4 more clones to attack Naruto. Elsewhere, about the same time Naruto and Madara were fighting, Obito Uchiha had been killed by Kakashi Hitaki, and the 10 Tails was rampaging across the battlefield. Due to the fact that it ate 5 Otsutsuki, it was far more powerful than it originally was. A quarter of the allied shinobi forces were dead, among them Sasuke Uchiha. Karen Uzumaki and Sakura Haruno tried their best to heal his wounds, but little did they know, Sasuke had a meeting with the Sage of 6 Paths. So, you're telling me that your mother, the one who made all chakra, is deceiving us and is going to use Madara as a vessel? Sasuke asked. Very much indeed. Hagoromo, the Sage of 6 Paths, replied. Your friend, the King of Arcadia, knows the function of the 10 Tails and has been informed of my mother's plan since his master already knows of it. He doesn't care much since he will stop it from happening. I see. And what does this have to do with me? Surely not telling me everything since I'm dead now, right? No. You can think of it as a power-up if that is how you youngsters call it. Specifically, I'm going to give you Sasuke Uchiha, my yin and yang half. I would give you my yin half only and the yang to the Uzumaki, but he is already more powerful than I am, so I settled on you. Protect this world, Sasuke Uchiha, from your friend if need be. Hagoromo told Sasuke as he put forth his arms. Back in the real world, Sasuke took a deep breath as he came back to life. His chakra reserves on par with a 9-tailed fox, and his left eye now a Rinnegan. Sakura hugged him as Sasuke came back to life, but the 10 Tails was summoned elsewhere. Sasuke realized that Madara was going to become the Jinchuriki, and must be stopped immediately. We have to stop Madara now. At the same time, yes, this is truly worth full power, Madara exclaimed as his perfect Susanoo came to life. Now dance till you drop dead, Madara said as his Susanoo unsheathed its sword and swung at Naruto, the force destroying several mountains. You call this a Susanoo? It's small compared to mine, and much weaker too, Naruto said as he opened his eyes, and the Susanoo was engulfed in a huge explosion. Madara's Susanoo was destroyed. My Susanoo. Madara thought in fright as he fell down to the ground. He attacked Naruto with a chakra rod, but was put down as Naruto's power was pressuring him down to his knees. How are you this powerful? Iltum Zumra Rashupti Ilatum. Naruto merely replied, confusing Madara. Wadash, Iltum Zumra Rashupti Ilatum. I don't understand a word of what you said, but I'll happily put in your tombstone. I still have one final trump card. Summoning Jutsu. Madara summoned the 10 Tails and quickly absorbed it, becoming the 10 Tails Jinchuriki. He possessed a little bit greater quantity of power than mine, but it is useless. I have one card left in my sleeve that will end Madara once and for all. Naruto thought in regards to the Black Racer and how he can end Madara once and for all. Madara shot his truth-seeking orbs, but Naruto merely swung them away. Madara flew up and shot a beam of purple laser from his mouth, which destroyed much of the landscape. Madara came down with his staff, but Naruto blocked it, the force shattering the mountains. Naruto's hands glowed dark blue as he shot a beam of dark energy at Madara, who defended himself with his truth-seeking orbs. Madara shot his Limbo clones, which activated their Limbo Susanoo and came to attack Naruto. Naruto brought his hands together and unleashed a burst of energy that destroyed the area and the Limbo clones. He shot a powerful dark beam, which Madara countered with a tailed beast beam of his own. Naruto smirked to himself, and he opened a portal, punching Madara through it and into a faraway, uninhabited planet. Naruto punched Madara through a moon, destroying it and into the planet's surface. Madara got up and enlaced his fists with red, tailed beast chakra and came to fistfight Naruto. The blonde's fists came to life with dark energy and fought Madara. The 10 Tails Jinchuriki jumped back and shot a purple laser which destroyed several mountains and over a 100-kilometer span of land. Naruto's fingers became dragons and breathed out a sea of black flames at Madara. Naruto stopped time and punched Madara in the face, sending him crashing through a mountain. Madara flew up to space, but Naruto pursued him. Madara flew near a gas giant in the star system and swung his staff with Naruto blocking it, the impact destroying the gas giant. Madara shot several tailed beast bombs, but Naruto dodged them all. Naruto prepared a dark beam and shot it, destroying a nearby moon. Madara made 2 giant sickles with his truth-seeking orbs and came to strike, but Naruto blocked with his skeletal Susanoo arms. Naruto focused large amounts of dark energy and released it in a violent explosion which destroyed the entire star system. Madara laughed as he made several black gravity orbs, and the orbs brought the shattered remnants of the star system, making several dozen planetoids. Heaven conceal, Madara declared as he used the planetoids to attack Naruto. Naruto made a giant ball of chaos and shot it at Madara's planetoids, destroying them. Madara came in his gigantic 10 Tails empowered Susanoo, and Naruto came in his own perfect Susanoo. The clash of the 2 Susanoos was so powerful, it sent a wave of energy that traveled across the galaxy. Back to Earth, Madara walked through a portal with his body heavily damaged from the fighting. He enjoyed every last second of the fight, but now he had to use the infinite Tsukuyomi. Naruto came through the portal, his body too somewhat damaged. I thank you for a wonderful dance, King of Arcadia. I haven't had this much fun since I fought Hashirama. But now, it is time for the dash. If you think I'm going to allow you to use the infinite Tsukuyomi, you are greatly mistaken. Come forth, Black Racer. Naruto called out to his herald, and from a white portal, the Black Racer came out to strike Madara across the heart. Naruto shot a powerful red energy beam that killed Madara, sending his soul back to the afterlife and freeing the tailed beasts. Black Zetsu. Naruto called the parasite of Kaguya Otsutsuki, and once he was there, he destroyed him. Your mother has no place in my era, and never will in eras to come. Naruto simply said as Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, and the reanimated Hokage came to his side. Madara is dead? Sasuke asked upon seeing the freed-tailed beasts and burning demonic statue. I guess you can be free now. Sasuke released the souls of the 4 Hokages, but not before giving the 3rd and 4th Hokages time to talk with Naruto. Both Hokages apologized to the Blonde King, and Naruto finally truly forgave them for everything. It is over. This war is done. I will pull back my army and return to Arcadia. I do not belong among you, and I will keep to my territory, Naruto told his former teammates. And what about you, Sasuke? Kakashi asked. I'll travel around the world. Sorry, Kakashi, but I have too many bad experiences and a bad reputation on my side to really live among you again. I'll keep in touch though, I promise, Sasuke replied. Naruto, it isn't too late to return, you know? We can forget about the past and become part of a new village, Kakashi told his former student, hoping the legacy of his sensei will listen. I thank you, Kakashi-sensei, but like I told you before, I do not belong here in the elemental nations. Arcadia needs a king, and I am that king. I am honored that someone like you could be my teacher, but all good things must come to an end. Tell Tsunade that I will not interfere if the new leaf will not disturb Arcadia again. Take care, Naruto said to his former comrades, and left with his army to return home to Arcadia. Epilogue. Years passed since the 4th Great Ninja War, in which the Akatsuki was finally destroyed. In the following summit to decide the new status quo, Naruto, the king of Arcadia, told the elemental nations to not create new Jinchuriki. Instead, have the tailed beasts live as sentient creatures and no longer just as weapons. Reluctantly, the nations agreed as they feared Arcadia's wrath. That was the last time Kakashi and Sakura saw of Naruto. The king of Arcadia never came to the elemental nations again, instead continuing his stellar campaigns to build his empire. The Leaf was rebuilt through much trial and error, and though it would take time before they reached the same level of power they once had, they were hardworking and would work till they reached that goal. In the years that followed, Sasuke Uchiha married Sakura Haruno and had a daughter named Sarada Uchiha. Kakashi smiled upon seeing Sarada Uchiha train in the new Leaf training grounds. She had every bit of potential to become a strong kunoichi. He looked up to the sky and knew his father was watching down on him, perhaps proud of the man he had become. He put his book down and walked through the streets. Elsewhere, Sasuke continued his travels, his mind at ease knowing his daughter would become every bit as strong as he. Among the stars, Naruto remembered every moment of Team 7 with fond smiles and continued his campaigns. Though they were split apart, at least they were united in friendship once more. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed exploring this What If with me. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos like this. Your support truly makes a difference, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more.